Oh my God, we're going faster and faster.
He sped up seconds before the crash, but tonight the train's engineer says he doesn't even remember the deadly derailment. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Maurice Dubois. Here's the very latest tonight out of Philadelphia. Today, we learned the engineer, Brandon Bostian, has agreed to talk to NTSB investigators. Starting tomorrow, all Amtrak service between New York and Boston will resume. Service between New York and Philadelphia will likely remain suspended until early next week.
We also learned today that all 8 people killed have been positively identified. Family and friends saying life without them will be difficult. CBS 2 continues its team coverage now on the victims as well as the investigation. For that, we begin with Jessica Schneider, live in Philadelphia. Jessica.
Well, Christina, Maurice, the engineer's lawyers say he has no recollection of the crash itself, only some of the moments leading up to it. So NTSB investigators say they plan to sit down with the engineer, literally hand him a blank piece of paper and have him write down what he does remember. When do your investigators plan to interview the engineer?
In the next few days. We're really pleased that he's agreed to be interviewed by the NTSB, and we're just waiting for the final arrangements on that. He's suffered a lot of trauma, of course, like others.
The actions of 32-year-old Amtrak engineer Brandon Bostian remain a mystery. He's retained a lawyer in accordance with union standards and plans to talk with investigators. The NTSB analyzed video from a camera mounted on the front of the train and measured the speed at several intervals. 65 seconds before the crash, the train was going 70 miles per hour. 43 seconds before the crash, the train was at 80 miles per hour. And 16 seconds before the crash and the video cutting out, the train topped 100 miles per hour in a 50 zone. Officials say Bostian pulled the emergency brake in the final seconds, but it was too late. We spoke with one passenger who was on board with her daughter and was alarmed by the rapid acceleration.
I feel like every time it bumped, I thought, oh my God, we're going faster and faster.
Bostian has been driving Amtrak trains since 2010. On Tuesday night, he was at the helm of an engine put into service 1 year ago, the Amtrak City Sprinter, number 601. This was a brand new engine put into service recently. Are there concerns about problems with this engine that maybe we didn't know about?
Well, that's a great question, but we don't know of any widespread problems with this particular locomotive, so with this model, and but we are going to look at that.
Bostian's former colleague believes his friend would have been well aware of the speed limit.
I really believe something happened prior to him getting to that curve. We all know what the speed limits are, and it's not a mystery to us.
Amtrak President and CEO Joe Boardman issued this statement Thursday night. The safety of our passengers and employees is and always will be our #1 priority. Our goal is to fully understand what happened and how we can prevent a similar tragedy from occurring in the future. And tonight, the first lawsuit has been filed in this case against Amtrak. It's been filed by an Amtrak employee who was not working at the time but was on the train and sustained injuries. Meanwhile, the cleanup out here on the tracks continues, and investigators will be back out here tomorrow. Live in northeastern Philadelphia, Jessica Schneider, CBS 2 News.
Jessica, thank you.